Hello friends, my name is McKenna and welcome to the Knit Between the Lines, a knitting podcast. This is a podcast where I talk about what I'm knitting, what I'm spinning on, and my love for other fiber arts. So grab whatever project you're working on and let's get into it. Let's talk about what I'm wearing today. This is the Traveler hoodie by Andrea and Mowry. This is a very recent cast off for me, which I believe I've talked about in the last, 2 episodes ago when I did my FO parade. Yes. This has been a major wardrobe staple for me the last couple weeks because even though we're in the middle of summer, it can get chilly in the nighttime. So this has been very much something I have been grabbing a lot lately. I love how light it is because it's knit in sport weight. I used Magpie Fibers Nest Sport in their color Into the Mystic. And I also love the color that I chose, which is this really beautiful I like lilac-y, like a lavender lilac, because I do think it's more of a cool toned light purple, and I really love my little contrasting scrappy bruised ego spin cycle drawstrings. Yeah, so I've been wearing this all the time. I love it. It was a labor of love to knit, and I am so happy that I'm already getting so much wear out of it. What you can't see is I'm also wearing my Oxbow socks by Andrea Mowry as well. I just love to throw on some hand knit socks when I'm hanging out at home. They're just a little more cozy than regular socks. So let's get into some whips. My first work in progress that I want to talk about is the Doppio pullover by Seunghee. Last episode, I believe, was my first time showing this project on the podcast, and I made some rather bold claims that I was probably going to finish the sweater by the time of the next podcast. That did not happen, but we did make really good progress on it, so let me grab it for you guys. As a refresh, the yarn that I'm using is from none other than Explorer Knits and Fibers, because I actually am obsessed with their yarn and their colorways. So I am using Catch of the Day from their Farmer's Market collection, Botanicals from their Farmer's Market collection, as well as Skogafoss from their Iceland re-dye that they did, which I'm like actually obsessed with this Surrey. It is like such a beautiful dusty like blue-green color, and I don't think I can live without it. So let me show you the progress I have. Last time I think I showed you I had just completed the German short rows, I think. And I was just starting the raglan shaping. I am now like well past that and into the body of this sweater. So here she is in all of her marled glory. I actually really love how this is turning out so far. It has been an absolute joy to knit on. Yeah, super easy. Pattern was really well written and it's super easy to follow. This is very much like standard raglan. The only difference is it doesn't do make one increases, it does left lifted and right lifted increases, which honestly I think I like better. My make ones, usually when I am knitting like a raglan, it's very obvious. You can really see like holes in the raglan. It just always kind of bothered me. My left lifted, not so much. I think it's because they're just a more inconspicuous increase. I think it also helps that I have such a fluffy Surrey used in this project because it kind of fills in those holes a little bit more. But I am really, really enjoying this project. I love the marl that's happening. It's super, super soft. It is heavy though, so it is like the middle of summer. So I've not been working on this exclusively because I went to knit night the last 2 weeks and it was so hot there, and the idea of having a bulky weight wool and alpaca sweater on my lap and while I'm sweating just sounds awful. So I have casted on a more recent project because of that, which I will show you in a second. Sorry, all my stuff is tangled. So yeah, I am well into the body on this project. I think at this point in the pattern, I just have to knit to a certain length from the center back, which I do have to check because I was knitting on it this morning because I just wanted some easy stockinette, but I am working on the size 5, which should give me, I believe, 3 inches of positive ease. This will probably be the most fitted sweater I've ever knit for myself. Personally, my personal styles, I do love a more boxy, oversized fit. That's just the kind of the fit that I prefer. So I am kind of pushing myself out of my comfort zone by knitting a more fitted sweater, but I've heard a lot of people really enjoy this pattern and really love the way it fits. So fingers crossed that I love it as well. I do have yarn to potentially knit another one in the future if I love this as much as I hope I do, but I love how easy this project is. It frickin' flies because it's a super thick gauge and the needles are huge. So I will keep you guys updated with this progress. Maybe by next episode I'll have it done. We'll have to see because I do have exciting things coming in the future that may be taking up my time. We'll have to see. But yes, this is the Doppio. We love her. Turning out super great. Love the marl. I feel like this is going to look so good with my skin tone, and I feel like I will reach for it very often, especially when it gets pretty chilly out in the winter. So my next work in progress is a fresh cast on. I did mention it last episode as a new acquisition, and that is my kit that I received from Spin Cycle for Andrea Mowry's Nightlights Shawl. This is such a fun project. I am not too super far into it yet, but I'm really enjoying it. It's basically mosaic knitting, but the actual, like, just the color changing part of it and I don't know, just the whole knitting experience is super, super fun and super, super engaging. So let me show you my blocked swatch so you can get a really good idea of what the finished project will look like. Just because before blocking, it's a little lumpy and bumpy because of the super stretched slip stitches. So here we are. I think this is so freaking cool. I chose to go with Spin Cycle Dream State in their Light Years colorway, and then Harrisonville Designs Nightshades in VCR, which is like a green-black colorway, which actually came up a lot better on camera than I thought it would. So here is VCR from Harrisonville, and then here is Light Years Lumpy and Bumpy from Spin Cycle. This is actually Andrea Mowry's original color palette. I just really, really liked how hers turned out. And there's just something about buying a kit from a yarn store where you don't have to think about color combinations. Sometimes I do not feel super confident in my color choices when I'm putting color combos together. So it's really nice when a kit is offered and I just kind of can scroll through and decide which one I like, because I don't have to think about, is that gonna look good together? Because if they're already in a bundle, they're probably gonna look good together. So it just kind of takes away the stress a little bit and a little bit of the buyer's remorse sometimes. But here is my project. It's all tangled up right now, but here it is. I know it's a little hard to like hold it right now, but I'm not super far into it. But because it's worsted weight and it's a long skinny shawl to where you're not gonna have like 300 stitches on it at once, I feel like this is gonna absolutely also fly off of my needles because it's so fun to knit. It's with worsted weight yarn. There's not gonna be nearly as many stitches. It's gonna be so much fun. I think at the end of the day, you only have like, at the widest part of the shawl, there's like 90 some odd stitches. So it's very much going to fly, and I'm really, really stoked about it. So I can't wait personally to get to all these like blues in here. Like, I think that's gonna be my favorite part of the shawl is like these blue-green sections, because right now I had the super green, like limey green, which is like down here. Like down here, and then it transitions into the more minty green up here. So we're already seeing that color shifting happen, and I'm like super stoked. So this has been an absolute pleasure, and I highly recommend it. It is super easy to like memorize. The increases are not at all that hard. I'm really, really stoked about it. This became my project at knit night when I was too hot to work on my Doppio. So highly recommend. If you've been hem-hawing around about whether or not you liked it, I definitely think it's a great cast on. Normally, I am not this dynamic of a like pattern person to wear, but with it being an accessory and like the knitting experience just being so great, I am like so excited for this. It's a really fun way to kind of push yourself out of your comfort zone because the checkered board effect from the slip stitches is a very dynamic pattern, but depending on the color choices you use, you can definitely tone that down a little bit, and it's so much fun to knit. Like, I highly recommend, and it's a really fun way to push yourself outside of your comfort zone if you're not normally a dynamic kind of pattern person like me. But I'm like actually obsessed with this, and I feel like I'm going to wear this all the time in the fall and the winter when it starts to get cold. I need to kind of like bundle up, especially because this is worsted weight and half of the yarn is woolen spun, so it's going to be super lightweight, but it's really going to hold that heat because of the air that's trapped in the woolen yarn. So I'm so excited for this. This is going to be so much fun to knit on for the next couple weeks. So Nightlights Shawl, highly recommend. Definitely give her a try if you're interested. It's super, super fun. It's basically mosaic knitting, but then it's like a baby version of mosaic knitting because you're only really slipping these long stitches. Everything else is either a knit or a purl. So if you're not used to mosaic knitting or you've never done mosaic knitting but you're interested in doing mosaic knitting, this would probably be a really good first project to get the feel for it, to be completely honest with you. Alright, that is all I have for works in progress right now. I still have my Cozy Comfort throw hanging out in the background. I just not have been doing a lot of knitting on it recently just because it has been very warm in our new apartment. We do not have central air in our new apartment, so knitting on a blanket is kind of like a lot for me right now because it's going to be all up in my lap and it's a little too warm in our apartment to be working on a blanket. So she's still hanging out in the background, just haven't gotten a lot of love lately because it's hot in our new place. So I do have a couple finished objects for you, and they're very tiny, but they're very cute. Last episode, I mentioned how I have gotten into Labubus recently. Speaking of, here's my most recent one. He is adorable and I love him. Cameron, my husband, also has the same one as this one, but I'm obsessed with them. They're like the cutest thing ever. I'm trying to control myself when it comes to my Labubu buying. But Mckenzie Mullen from emtothethird created this really cute Labubu wardrobe set that you can knit for your Labubus. And as soon as I saw these, I was actually obsessed. And I've already knit 2 pairs of overalls and a sweater. So of course I have to share my Labubu's knitwear wardrobe with you guys. So my very first Labubu was Cece, and she's a really cute, like buttery yellow Labubu who has like the cutest little facial expression on her face. And I knit her a sweater. I have her on my project bag. She is so cute and I love her. So this is the worsted weight sweater from the pattern bundle, and I knit her sweater in Knitting in the Park from Typical Bliss. I believe it's on their DK base, and it's just this really cute soft pastel pinks, purples, blues, oranges, mimicking like a sunset, like the very beginnings of a sunset. And I just think this fits her vibe so well. I love her dearly. The next one is my Sesame Bean Labubu, and I knit this one a pair of overalls. He lives on my fanny pack, and I just use some scrap Spin Cycle dyed in the wool in their Woololo base. So it's very much just like a very dusty purple situation, and I think he looks very cute in it. I love him so much, he's adorable. And the next one is actually my husband's Labubu, because once I got my CC, my little yellow one, he also became obsessed and essentially was like, this is the cutest thing I've ever seen, like I really want one. So I got him Hee, which is the same one I showed you earlier, which is this cute little gray guy, and I knit him a set of overalls as well, and this is scrap dyed in the wool straw flowers. And I think this might be my favorite set of overalls that I've knit so far for them because I love the transition from the purple into like the blue on the legs. I just think it's so cute. Cameron has Hee just kind of living on his little crossbody bag that he wears when he goes out like basically anywhere besides work. So super cute. I love them. I do have more Labubus coming in the mail. They will all have knitted wardrobes because how can I not, as a knitter, knit my Labubu's clothing. So you will be seeing more of them in the future. The great thing about this little wardrobe set for Labubu's is that they are super quick to knit because they are so small. So even if you don't have any Labubu's, but if you have small dolls for like, if you have trinkets of your own or children that have small dolls, I'm pretty sure this wardrobe set could be very transferable to those as well. So you get a worsted weight sweater, an Aran weight sweater, the overalls, and a cute little shawl in this wardrobe bundle. And I know for a fact that she's already workshopping another wardrobe bundle that will definitely have like the cutest little cardigan for your Labubu or your trinkets or your dolls. So I'm not saying I'm trying to influence you to buy a Labubu, but like, you guys should buy a Labubu so you can knit them clothes because they're so cute and I love them and you'll love them too. Okay, so I do have some spinning updates for you guys. We are at the end of Tour de Fleece. Today is July 26th. This will be going up July 27th, which is the last day of Tour de Fleece and the Tour de France. I have completed my 3-ply combo spin for my Traveler Shawl by Andrea Mowry. I have not taken it off the bobbins yet, but I can show you what we're working with. Here is my jumbo bobbin. Isn't she beautiful? I love how this turned out. I'm super excited to see how it'll knit up. I do love that the overarching color scheme is like a yellow color with all these different pops of like gray and green and pink, browns, all of that. I absolutely love this. This is not the entire yarn. I also have a smaller bobbin with the rest here. And all we have left to do is to get this off of the bobbins onto a nitty natty so I can get it into a big old loop and figure out my yardage. And then we wash, we thwack, and we dry. So fingers crossed that I'll have enough yardage to do a Traveler Shawl. I think I should, to be completely honest with you. Like, I have a full jumbo bobbin and an extra bobbin as well. So we'll just have to see and do some math and see what we get. Overall, I do think I did achieve that sport weight goal. There are some parts that are a little thicker that are probably more of a DK weight, but we'll know, we'll have to see. I feel like Hand-spun's pretty flexible when at the end of the day when it comes to how heavy it is, so we'll have to see. But I am super proud of this. I love how it turned out. It looks so good. I'm really proud of the consistency and how the colors are all working together. So I cannot wait to skein this up, wash it, and then show you guys next episode. And hopefully I'll have a little swatch or a new project cast on with this yarn to show you guys. I also had a little extra of 2 out of the 3 plies, so I went ahead and just plied those up together. This will probably just be a cute little mini skein that I can use for something in the future, but I don't like to waste fiber, and I was able to basically use up the last 2 plies in this little 2-ply here. So this is definitely probably a sport to fingering weight, so we'll have to see what this becomes in the future. Oh, and as a reminder, the colorways that I used for my combo spin is At the Shore on a Shiniko base from Yarn Jam, Spring Break on the Shiniko base from Yarn Jam, and Flock 2024 exclusive colorway from Hello Lavender on their Rambouillet base. Absolute dream to spin on. We'll be spinning on those bases again. Highly recommend. All right, and last but not least, I have just a little bit of acquisitions to share with you. So I bought yarn from my local yarn store to knit the Sunshine Tee by Andrea. 2 of my friends at Knit Night have knit this one recently, I believe last summer, and I just really loved how theirs turned out and knew that I wanted to knit myself one this year. So here's the yarn that I chose. My favorite at this current moment summer fiber to knit with is Knitting for Olive's Cotton Merino, and I love it because it has such a good combination of cotton and merino to where it still feels like a summer fiber, because sometimes in some summer fibers the cotton content or the actual summer fiber content is low in comparison to the wool, so it doesn't really feel like a summer fiber. But Knitting for Olive is 70% organic cotton and then 30% extra fine merino. So you are getting that lightweight, breathable summer vibe from the cotton, but then you're getting all the great attributes of merino with like bounce back at 30%. So really, really love this. I've already knit one summer t-shirt out of this last year, I believe, and really, really enjoyed it. So I can't wait to use it again. So for my main color, I chose this really beautiful dusty blue. This is Dusty Blue Whale. This will be the main color of my t-shirt. And you can't knit a sunshine tee without knitting some stripes. And I'm actually going to do two different colors. I was in between these two colors when someone at Knit Night essentially looked at me and was like, why can't you just do both? And that was like a revolutionary idea to me. So the colors I chose for the stripes are also Knitting for Olive Cotton Merino. This is Soft Blue, which is just a really beautiful dusty light blue. And then Ballerina, which is a just really gorgeous pastel light pink. And I think this is all gonna look so stinking cute together. I cannot wait. Again, as I've said, I'm definitely in my blue era, and I'm obviously not out of it yet. So blue is not usually a color I gravitate towards when it comes to knitting, but I tell you what, man, my Felix, my Softly vest, my Doppio, now my sunshine tee, they're all blue. I'm really loving it, but I think we need to start branching out soon. But I think this is going to look super great together. I hope to have the beginnings of a project to share with you guys next episode. That is all I have for knitting and spinning today. So let's get into some life stuff. I don't have a lot going on right now, actually. I am just kind of chilling out. Spinning has been consuming a lot of my free time with Tour de Fleece. I really was trying to achieve my goal of spinning a little bit every day in these last couple weeks, and I feel like I've achieved that. So there hasn't been a lot of room for other things going on, but I have started project planning for Flock, which is happening in Seattle, August 8th through the 10th this year. I am super excited to be going. I'm going with one of my knitting friends that goes to Knit Night with me, and we're both kind of trying to game plan for what we want to shop for. I feel like going to a fiber festival, it is really important to have some sort of idea or goal in mind. That way you don't get overwhelmed with all of your options, because that has happened to me in the past. So the projects that I think I'm going to be looking for a yarn for are the Hesper Shawl by Savory Knitting, as well as the Pressed Flowers Shawl from Savory Knitting, or Amy Christoffers. I love these shawls. I've seen them both in person and they're absolutely gorgeous. I think they're a great way to play with color. I am challenging myself to not buy any Spin Cycle for the contrast color. I love Spin Cycle, but I really want to branch out from that and really kind of find some new to me indie dyers while we're at Flock. And a fiber festival is a great way to expose yourself to new dyers and new yarns, so I really want to keep that in mind while I'm shopping. I will be bringing you guys along with me to a certain degree. I do want to enjoy the whole experience of being at Flock, especially now that I have a friend coming with me this year. Cameron was not able to come due to some conflicts with his new job, but I will be sharing some clips with you guys, telling you what I bought and doing some Flock hauls, but I'm super excited to go and hang out with some friends and just be a part of this amazing community. If there's anything you guys are interested in seeing or any questions you have about Flock, go ahead and drop them down below and I will attempt to tackle them while I am there, as well as answer any questions in the next podcast. So feel free to drop any questions or comments down below regarding Flock or any dyers that are going. Just let me know and I will try my best to help you guys out. In addition to project planning for Flock, I have finished reading Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. Really, really enjoyed it. It is definitely like a young adult book. I will say I feel like now that I've branched out into more adult fantasy, I can really tell that this is very young adult in the sense of like, I probably would have read this when I was like 14, not necessarily 26. It's really good and I really enjoyed it. It's a really short and sweet trilogy. I'm on the second book now, which is the Ballad of Never After, and I'm enjoying it. I'm really liking it. I just don't think I'm enjoying it as much as I have other books that are more for my age group. But if you're looking for a super easy read that really leans into like whimsical, almost like storybook-esque fantasy, I would recommend it. I'm still gonna finish it. I just don't think it's my favorite. A lot of people really enjoy it, so I definitely think you should check it out if that sounds like something up your alley. All right, guys, that's all I have for you today. Today was a pretty short episode because I'm actually staying up to date with recording. So if you liked this video and you want to stick around for a little bit, click that subscribe button as well as the bell icon to get any notifications for when I post in the future. If you liked this video, you can also hit that little like button. That helps my channel out so very much. Thank you for stopping at my little crafty corner of YouTube and sharing your time with me today. See you next time. Bye.